welcome back to our channel. It's Bella here. In today's tutorial I created this makeup look for you guys, so if you want to see how I achieve the look, then go ahead and keep on watching. And if you guys want to be entered in this month's giveaway, then make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, make sure that you are subscribed, make sure that you hit that bell button and turn your post notifications on so that you never ever miss a video. And if you are located in the United States, then go ahead and comment done down below to be automatically entered. So the first thing that I did was I grabbed my Too Faced Born This Way concealer and I just used this as an eyeshadow primer. So I just applied it all over my eyelid and then I blended it out and set it in place with some translucent powder. And I do have very natural lash extensions on, so it did feel a little bit weird doing such a heavy eye look with them, but I found that I was still able to put lashes over top just because I don't like to have my lashes be too long 24/7, so that's why I got a really natural set. So the only palette that I went in with is the Whatever palette from Colourpop Cosmetics, and this is what it looks like on the inside. And the first shade that I went in with is the shade Copycat, and it's a really light brown matte shade, and I just picked that up with a fluffy blending brush, and I just put that shade in my crease, going in back and forth motions and circular motions just as my transition shade. Next I went in with the shade Maybe Later, and it's a mauve pinky matte shade, and I just picked that up with a defined angled brush, and I started to apply the eyeshadow to where I want to map out my crease and add definition. And as you guys can see, when I have my eye open, you can still see that entire line. So that's what I mean when I always say that I want to see the definition in the crease whether my eye is open or closed. And then I went in with the shade Copycat once again with that same fluffy blending brush, and I just went over top of that line to make sure that it's nice and blended, doing circular motions and back and forth motions once again. And then once I've built up that crease to the darkness that I want it, I went in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer and I started to clean up all over the lid. And this is pretty much going to make it so that when I go in with a color on my lid, it's going to appear a lot more vibrant and a lot more clean. As you guys can see on the other eye that the eyeshadow is already done, I definitely did that. So the shade that I put all over my lid is the Jelly Much eyeshadow from Colourpop in the shade No Rest for the Vivid. And this is what it looks like. It does look really pink, but once you apply it, it does look a little bit more iridescent purple. So I just packed that all over my lid. And then I went back into the shade Maybe Later and I started to kind of create a wing liner with eyeshadow. So I just stamped it really close to my lash line and definitely winging it out when I got to the outer corner. And then next I went in with the shade Mr. Brightside, which is the bottom right shade. And I took a little bit more of a defined angled brush, like a little bit more pinched and tiny, so that I could get really close to the lash line. And I just went directly over top of that line. And then I went over top of that line once again with the transition shade, just to make sure that it can be nice and smoked out and blended. And lashes are definitely optional, but you guys already know I like a really big, beautiful lash. So I went in with our Sofie Bella lashes in style Bali, which is currently sold out, but we do have a bunch of styles that are still in stock, so definitely check out our website. The link will always be down below. Next I went in with my Urban Decay complexion primer, and I just put that all over my skin. And the reason why I used a brush is just because I just like it to have an even application. And then I went in with my Huda Beauty Cream Tantour in the shade Light, and I picked it up with this brush. And I started to map out where I want to cream contour. And if you guys have been watching my videos, like the Get Ready With Me's with Sofie, you guys know that I've been doing this before I apply my foundation. It's kind of like the Scott Barnes technique where you go in with your contour, and because you're applying foundation after you blend it out, it just makes it a lot easier to blend it. Even though this product is super creamy, and if I were to apply it over top of foundation, it would still blend out the same. But I just did my cheekbones, my jawline, my lips, my forehead, and my nose. And then here you see me just buffing everything out before I go in with my foundation. And for foundation, I went in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. And I really like doing the contour, the cream contour before foundation, because I barely use any foundation now. I used to go through bottles after bottles of foundation, and now I feel like it just takes me forever just to go through one bottle, and it's just the best feeling because foundation is one of the most expensive products. So I just lightly stipple it over the areas that I have my contour, nothing too cakey. And then I went in with my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Concealer. And I just put that on the areas that I didn't get with the foundation. And I feel like by skipping, just caking the foundation all over my face as the first initial step, my makeup never looks cakey. It just looks nice and seamless and super light on the face, which I love. And I just blended out that concealer with a damp beauty sponge. Next, I went in with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder in the shade Banana Bread. And I started to set my under eyes, my nose, my forehead, around my lip area and chin. And I did contour my nose off camera just because it takes the longest, but I just baked alongside of my nose. Along both sides of my nose, and then I let it sit for a few minutes, and then I blend it out with a loose brush with some loose powder. And then I went in with my highlighter, and I went in with my Too Faced highlighter in the shade Canary, and I just put that on my cheekbones. Next, I went in with my contour, and I went in with the BH Cosmetics Cocoa Cutie Brilliance Bronzer, and I really don't have to bronze that much because I did go in with so much of the cream contour, but I feel like it just really pulls the look together, layering creams with powders, and it just gives the most airbrush effect when you layer the products slowly. And then I always like to clean up underneath my contour with some loose powder, and then I always go in with blush while this is setting. And even though it looks crazy, don't worry, we will blend it out. And the blush that I went in with is the Blush Like You Mint It Statement Blush from Dose of Colors, and I just put that on the apples of my cheeks. And then after I put my blush, I like to blend out that powder that was underneath my contour. And then I just applied some lower lash eyeshadow, just the transition shade, and some lower lash mascara. And then moving on to the lips, I went in with the Truffle Lip Liner from Dose of Colors and the Most Lip Gloss from Dose of Colors. So here you just see me going in with my lip liner. And then the Most Lip Gloss from Dose of Colors. And this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys so much for all of the love and support, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!